And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the third match of the night of WTL World Team League 2023 Summer Code A Day number 7. It all ends here. The final day of Code A, the final series of Code A as well. I'm your host, Live VIP. Asher is with me once again with Rufio. Welcome.
Nah, Rufus is chilling. He got it into his head that he's going to be getting fed now, so he's activated.
Oh no. Rufus on the prowl here looking for some food. And speaking of looking for some food and on the prowl, we have our lineups. And we're going to be kicking things off with Reynor versus ReWhite.
Yeah, it's going to be ReWhite versus Reynor.
Oh.
I'm babbling. And this is, I don't know. It's obviously pretty rough that BASILISK got put in Code A for some of these other teams. I think Starlight Twinkle are probably going to struggle a little bit there with them. But, I mean, ReWhite's shown already tonight that he is more than capable of getting an upset, even if it is just for one game. And, I mean, Reynor, he's not invincible. Paddy Mac almost took him down. And I think ReWhite could look to do the same.
Yeah, ReWhite, if he does study those Paddy Mac VODs and if he does go for the good old Paddy special, you know, the 6 adepts into a recall.
Insta recall.
Insta
it's important.
Yeah. If you don't do that, you've done the build wrong. So, yeah, there is definitely a chance here for Starlight Twinkle. They are fielding their ace team as well this time as opposed to last time. So I do believe in ReWhite, Cham, and Spirit to make a series out of this. As in the top left-hand corner, we have representing Team BASILISK, Reynor.
And in the bottom right-hand corner for Starlight Twinkle, I almost called them TSM, it is ReWhite.
Aye. Is TSM still a thing? Are they still a thing?
I don't watch LoL.
Okay.
Not an animal. I don't even know why I know about them, to be honest. I never watched LoL.
I was about to say that. How do you know who they are? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't think I've watched a single game of LoL.
I watched the only game of LoL that I've seen is 2014 Worlds. Samsung Galaxy Blue against Samsung Galaxy White. There we go. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that because I think it was the same weekend as BlizzCon, and we went. I think we had like a viewer party for BlizzCon for like StarCraft, but because it was the same weekend, there was also World Finals as well. So like in the interim, we just switched over to League, and I'm like, I'll watch it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really follow it. I find it hard enough to follow Dota, and I play Dota. They're pretty difficult games to watch.
Yeah. Like that was what 6, 7, 8 years. Oh my, that was 8 years. Gee. It's been so long since 2014. But yeah, that's the only league that I've watched. And it's difficult to watch other esports as we do have a little bit of latency here. Hopefully, it is resolved. The only other esport that I really watch is Brood War. I watch a little bit of Brood War. Brood War.
Brood War's like one of those things that I put on in the background. I put the ASL casts with Tastosis on in the background. And I've realized that I don't think I've ever actually watched a game. I just kind of put it on and then I end up doing something else because I just want to listen to them cast.
Oh, okay.
But I've watched like a tiny bit. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's one of those things where I would love to get into it, but StarCraft 2 just eats up all your time.
That's the thing, right? I 100% agree. Like, it's difficult to get into, really invest into another game when we're casting every day, or when I'm casting every day, right? Like multiple times a day. I'm streaming as well. I'm playing Diablo 2, and you want me to also watch like a bunch of Brood War? I try. But it's hard to we only have so many hours in a day, Yeah.
Mate, I'm so tempted to get Diablo 2. You're killing me.
Oh, Papi, we can play together. Papi. Oh.
You gotta finish it first. As we do see Reynor just gonna be chasing away that probe, getting that hatch down at a nice, reasonable time here. ReWhite here going for a little bit of a fake out as well. Starts up his warp gate and then quickly cancels it to make Stargate. Just sneaks that out. So if Reynor missed that, he might be thinking it's a Twilight opener.
Yeah, exactly. So he is going to have to be a little bit more adept at his scouting to make sure he's able to keep up with what is going on. Is that Stargate, as you were mentioning. So everything's looking quite standard out of ReWhite for the time being. Meanwhile, Reynor, I guess we were just talking about League of Legends. Hopefully, Reynor's been flattering at least a little bit and easing up on the League of Legends.
Yeah, I think he has been just secretly
off stream. Yeah, he's been getting a couple of cheeky games in. Hopefully, so we have an Oracle opener coming up from ReWhite, as to be expected. He is setting himself up to go for a second Oracle behind this as well. There we go. So everything standard as standard can be.
Yeah, absolutely. So cool to see ReWhite as well having the confidence to go for a more standard game against Reynor of all people, the former world champion.
Yeah. There's no cheeky Twilight Council opener. There's no like DT opener or like 4 to 6 gate Glaive Adepts or anything crazy like that. Nothing of the sort. Meanwhile, it looks like Reynor has read this quite well. He does go for an early Evo chamber, and this should be to quickly get into +1 melee.
Yeah, there we go. So pretty quick +1 melee, something that we have seen a lot in PvZ. It's become rather common. It does give you that timing with the +2 melees where you can roll in Banes and one-shot probes.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a great way to kind of abuse your opponents, especially because they're working with so few units to be able to defend. They rely so much on static defense and their own reaction time as well. So a very fast player can take advantage of that. Meanwhile, both Oracles, oh my god, they do go straight in between all the bases, and they come out not killing a single drone and coming out worse for wear as well.
Ooh, yeah, really solid defense from Reynor here. It is one of the ways that we see those top Zergs distinguish themselves.
Up! Oh. I was really concerned there. The Stalker does go down. Thankfully, we have a force field in time, so Reynor doesn't make his way into the natural base, but his defense against the Oracles has been impeccable, and his Lings are forcing these Oracles to stay back at home.
This is bait. This is 100% bait. Yeah, it's so funny, this little game the two players are playing. ReWhite not taking the bait. He's a bit too good for that.
Reynor's like, mate, attack me. Activate your beam, puppy. I'm not looking. He's lucky, puppy.
Wow. Too much respect from ReWhite there. As he will just continue to scout around here with these Oracles. Reynor still just being cheeky, trying to catch these transferring probes here as well.
It doesn't catch any, to be fair, but he is looking for that. The Oracle's still staying back at home to defend. Meanwhile, we do see that transition point. We have Blink as well as +1 on the way for ReWhite, as well as the 4th base. That's a pretty fast 4th from our Protoss.
Yeah, I love it. Does see that 4th over Reynor, throws down the 4th of his own, so just trying to stay ahead here, but the Lings juke and drive, they will be getting on top of this base, getting a nice and quick cancel there as well. Not the end of the world.
It's a bit unfortunate though, like ReWhite, he wasn't quite in position with his Oracles, and now Reynor knows about the follow-up 4th base, and he's getting ready for it. We have a lot of Lings on the way, we have Banelings as well. Reynor is looking to cancel that 4th once again.
Yeah, I think it might be a cancel on the 4th and maybe a bit of a run by with the Banelings to take out some probes while he's not looking. But yeah, as you're saying, pretty insane amount of Lings. These gateway units are in trouble too.
They are in trouble at the same time. The Banelings, they've waddled on in. They don't even have speed. They do require 2 Banelings to kill a probe, but they still will get 12 probes.
Oof, yeah, 12 probes go down. Fantastic timing from Reynor there. And behind that, we do have +2 melee. We have Bane speed on the way. He's just continuing to drone as well. So with that, gets himself ahead in the work account. And I mean, look at the creep. It is already banging on the door of this 3rd base.
Oh no, the wall is also not a wall. The Lings, they flood into the main. They get into the natural. They force a warp in here. And as all this chaos is ensuing, Reynor is getting ready for that push at the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, Reynor is just so fluid with his Ling movement. If there's any opening at any time, he'll just charge straight on in there. And with that, he is breaking down the rocks, trying to get to this 3rd base here, putting on a huge amount of pressure already.
Yeah, exactly. And ReWhite, he does spot this with the Observer. He's fully aware of what's coming his way. He's got, does he have a shield battery at his 3rd? He does not. He's not ready for this whatsoever. And the Lings, they've got options. They can go for the 3rd, the natural, wherever they so please. Oh.
Yeah, they are going to be charging on there. In there, we do have these Archons. They are being put away. There's no shield battery here, so the Lings are going to do huge amounts of damage, even through the Oracles. And man, the killer instinct of Reynor, the opportunities that he makes for himself with his creep spread, pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And again, ReWhite just wasn't ready defensively for this. The Disruptor is going to go down as well to these Lings, and ReWhite, despite getting a fast 4th base, can't even hold on to his 3rd. GG gets called. Reynor will take game number 1.
GG. Very nice game number 1 coming out from Reynor, though.
Yeah, definitely. ReWhite did try to, in a way, play a little bit differently. He was quite greedy in his overall play style, going for the 4th, but also skipping out on shield batteries as well. But cutting these corners, Reynor will definitely look to punish them, and punish them hard. That's exactly what we saw in game 1.
Punished him. Oh. Yeah, I can just see the mechanics of Reynor so strong. I mean, the Ling's just in constant motion, looking for any sign of weakness in the Protoss player. And behind that all, managed to creep all the way out to his base. Like, it's pretty cool to watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty insane to see. And, oh, that was a pretty solid game 1 from Reynor. But now it is going to be ReWhite's map of choice. His choice here. Where are we going to play on? What are we going to do here in game 2?
Near Humanity.
Oh. Near Humanity. That would be an interesting one. I don't think that's a wise choice. Yeah, there we go. There we go. No. Ancient Cistern. No, never mind. I was going to say 12 pool.
12 pool?
Yeah. But that would be Reynor winning. That's the problem. That's... Altitude. I could get behind that, but no, he goes for Gressvan.
All right. Gressvan being a bit of a favorite tonight. And I'm curious to see if ReWhite wants to play things out a little bit differently. I think he should go for some kind of crazy cheese. But what does he have in store?
What does he have in store for us? That is the question. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean... ReWhite, everything about game 1 was pretty standard. Greedy, but standard overall. So we got to switch gears. Are you feeling Glaives or DTs?
I was thinking the slow level.
Oh. Okay. I can get behind that. I think regardless, we should be seeing aggression coming out from ReWhite. We need to see him just amp things up, turn up the heat, and see if he can burn Reynor a little bit.
Burn him?
Yeah.
So violent. I feel like, I don't know, Zergs aren't very resilient to burning. Aliens are pretty good against Zerg.
Yeah. I mean, ReWhite wants to win, Bobby. What do you mean?
So you should play Terran?
Oh, true.
Go Blue Flame?
There you go.
Roasty Toasty. As here he is in the bottom right, not playing Terran, playing Protoss in the blue. It is ReWhite.
One spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressvan, we have his opponent for BASILISK Gaming. It is Reynor. T-BASILISK.
Alrighty. I didn't even consider that Reynor might cheese himself. I don't think I've ever seen him 12 pull a Protoss, to be honest. I feel like him and Clem are both pretty similar in that they play pretty straight up most of the time. And just kind of use their mechanics to take over.
But to be fair, didn't he I don't think it was a 12. Was it a 12 pool or was it just a pool first? I think it may have been a 12 pool. Didn't Reynor open up cheesy against Leonok when they played?
Oh, was that?
And then Reynor got punished.
Yeah, he 12 pulling.
Yeah, and he got punished hard for it. Yeah.
It's kind of funny now to think about it. Like, it'd be like if Clem, came up against like Innovation coming back or like TY and he 2-racks him and then he got bopped.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah. And I remember, I think Reynor came out and said afterwards, like, "Yeah, I had too much fun." He was disrespecting Leonok a little bit too much doing that. So hopefully we never see that again out of Reynor.
Have some respect for you.
Exactly. As we're getting into our openers, Hatch Gas pool here from Reynor himself. ReWhite so far not doing anything too crazy either, at least with his opener.
Yeah. going to be playing things out a bit more standard. And I feel like we're going to see the Stargate again. He's going to stick to his guns. I know.
Yeah, here we go. And we do see just a couple of lings on the way for Reynor. We've got our queens as well. Nothing too crazy. Does get eyes on the warp gate as it does begin. And this may just be a tell here that this should be a Twilight Council opener.
More gates.
Oh. Stargate.
Oh, he doesn't even cancel his warp gate. That's interesting.
Hey, he just goes for it anyway.
It's a slightly delayed Stargate. Does mean that Oracle hits a little bit later, gives a bit more time for the Zerg to get those queens in position, get those spores up and running as well. ReWhite is going to be continuing to scout, making sure nothing cheesy and nasty is coming his way.
Yeah, there we go. So we'll see if Reynor's able to get eyes on this. I mean, regardless, he should be ready for this anyway. I mean, like, especially if it's an Oracle opener, like Reynor should be having his queens in position regardless. His lings are going to be fending off the probe for the time being, and there it is. It is going to be an Oracle.
Yeah, okay. So sticking to his guns.
Yeah, at least for now. And I'm a little bit disappointed. I would have liked to have seen him switch things up entirely.
Yeah.
Is he gonna actually just come in and go triple Oracle again into Twilight Council into +1? If so, I mean, props to ReWhite for believing in himself that he can actually make this work.
Yeah, I want to see something different. But there we go. Second Oracle does start up.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Second Oracle does begin here. Likewise, just like last game, we see a wave of lings on the way from Reynor, so he's going to be applying some pressure here to that third base of lings. They're going to be rushing across the map. Behind this, we have, oh my god, double forge instead.
Okay, cool. Something different. I'm into it.
Okay, so he's going to be delaying his Twilight Council. He's going to be delaying his upgrades for a stronger, much more powerful 1-1, and then later 2-2 timing. So a very interesting and a very different kind of approach to this.
Yeah, definitely. This is kind of more like that Haas style, just going for that double upgrades. Going to be going probably very heavily into gateway units and just trying to spawn, be a bit of the Zerg in this situation, but actually going to be warping these adepts into a surround from the link, so just continuing to give Reynor more value. The Oracles finally do come back, but we will have a commitment to take down that pylon.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe the third Oracle was delayed because of the forges and because of the transition. So ReWhite wasn't able to have his third Oracle here in time to defend, and Reynor does punish him for it. Meanwhile, it's triple forge. I didn't even notice. Oh my god.
Wait, is it?
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I just, my mind was blown that he was getting shields instead of armor.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to be +1 in shields. So, I believe that means it's going to be, I guess, charge Archon. I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember what shields means. Shields means something, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, maybe it means Skytoss?
It does kind of benefit Skytoss. It does definitely, but I don't think the game is going to last that long because we do see an Overlord drop coming across the map. Pneumatize Carapace finishes up in 1 second. But yeah, I'll be honest, I have seen double forge openers here in PvZ before, but I've never seen shields instead of armor, which is it's crazy. It's crazy, Bob. It's crazy.
But I love this from Reynor. Reynor sniffs the greed. He smells it. He can sense it. Yeah. And he is here to punish. He is charging on in. He will have these overlords as well to help distract. And I think they can drop a bit of creep as well. I didn't quite catch if he had a lair here. But he's going to be charging it straight on into the natural. There we go. We do have the creep on the ground for that transfuse. Bit of a classic queen walk here. The Italian taxi, if you will.
There we go. It's the German taxi. God damn it.
It's Italian.
I guess. As we do see the Roaches pushing on forward, we do see the Queens to support and throw down some transfuses. The Oracles have already gone down. We have some shield batteries on the way in a panic, but they're not going to finish up in time. The Cyber Core goes down. Only Zealots can be warped in. To be fair, we have charge, so we want Zealots anyway, but the Flood is not stopping.
Yeah, it is not. Reynor even warping in. Ravages at the front here. Unfortunately, blocking himself just a tiny bit, but It's going to be so hard for ReWhite to be able to put together enough to defend this. Reynor just smashing on through, brings those overlords forward as well, so the Queen's going to be coming along for the ride, and the supply of ReWhite is just plummeting. He just can't hold this.
And GG gets called, and Reynor will take the 2-0 win over ReWhite. We appreciate that ReWhite was doing something a little bit different, but alas, again, he did have to cut some corners. It was quite a greedy build overall, and Reynor punishes it so hard.
That was some convincing stuff.
Oh yeah, it really was. At the drop of a hat, at the drop of a dime, we do see just a prioritization of Numisat's carapace. He just picks up the queens, goes for a Ling flood across them. And even before that was happening, the Lings of Reynor were just abusing that third base and letting Reynor know that he could pull off that all-in. And that's a really strong start here for Team Basilisk.
Yeah, that it is. Next up, we're going to have Serral vs Cham, and this is very interesting, very spicy. Cham, a bit of a powerhouse in the ZBZ, and Serral has been slumping in ZBZ. If there was ever a time for Serral to cop a massive upset, I think it might be today.
I want to believe Cham can take a game. I want to believe he can take one game, Papi. That's all you... Champion. That's all you need, Papi. That's all you need, and I believe in his ability to do so. Serral is no slouch by any means. He's still a favorite, even if we've seen him fall to some top Zerg players in the past. It's usually a top Zerg player, and it's usually still a close series. So it's still going to be a tough ask here for Cham, but you know, he's got some practice. He did just 2-0 I almost said Mondo. On Mondo. Oh.
The Honorable Mondo.
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. So, yeah, I'm quite excited here to see what both of these players have to offer.
Yeah, 100%. As we are going to be heading into Grassvan once again. And yeah, I mean, just having a look at the run as well of Basilisk, I think the only map that they've dropped so far is Goblin vs. Roddy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Max said took a game off Trigger as well. So they've dropped 2 maps so far.
Yeah, it's been the Protoss players. It's been Roddy and Trigger. They have been dropping a couple of maps here and there, but Serral and Reynor have been solid. They've been pillars here. Very solid pillars. The foundation of Team Basilisk in a way. And is that foundation, are those pillars, are they going to crumble? Are they going to show some tear and wear? Are they going to crack under the pressure of the Latin American champion?
Oh. The heavyweight's the crown of the champion.
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. So I can't wait to sink my teeth into this series. Again, of course, Team Basilisk are still the favorites overall, but here he is in the top left-hand corner, the Finnish Zerg, Serral.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the champion himself. The Starlight Twinkle. This is Cham.
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. We have arrived here, and drones are being produced. No 12 pool, no 13-12, no 12-11s from anyone.
They're not that crazy.
Not that crazy indeed. Hatch gas. Oh, fair enough. What do you think? Serral's going to pull a Reynor and 12 pool and die?
No. I mean, to be honest, I can definitely understand not wanting to choose Serral. His reactions are kind of absurdly good.
100%, mate. 100%. So hatch gas pools all around here. Cham actually, interesting. He actually went for a hatch pool gas. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just a slight variation here in these openers.
Yeah. I've seen it before, and I've never been able to work out if it matters. Presume it doesn't. Maybe you get your queen faster? I don't know. You're still waiting for the hatch, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't think it matters. It's just a slight alteration here. Maybe a mistake. Who knows? But yeah, for the most part, the opener should be pretty samey. Pretty the same.
Yeah, I agree. Serral definitely making a bit of a mistake there, but you know, maybe You can watch the replay after, learn a thing or two.
Yeah. We'll link him. We'll link him Cham's replay, and then maybe you can tighten things up.
Yeah. Take some peepo notes.
There you go, mate. There you go. As we do have some queens on the way for Cham as well. Interesting that Cham is actually skipping out on his safety lings. No lings whatsoever from Cham.
Yeah, I mean, going up against Serral, I do not mind being a little bit greedier. I think you need to cut a few corners here and there if you want to be able to take that win.
Yeah. So interesting because that Cham will be slightly more efficient. We can see there he is up 1 drone as a result. Serral, likewise, he only made 2 lings as he's rushing across the map. Cham just delaying his own. Now we have some lings in production to make sure that he is safe afterwards.
Mate, he's ahead. He's owning him.
It's over, Poppy. Oh my god.
It's over.
It's done.
As we just see both players going to be throwing down the bait nest. So once again, a very standard CBZ. And I actually think some of this comes down to the map pool. I have noticed in general, standard play has just been a lot more popular, and I think it does come down to the longer map pools. I mean, I'll be the first one to complain about these map pools, but they have made for some fantastic games.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it has negatively impacted the ZVZ because there's less clowning.
True. You have no replays to watch.
True. But here we go.
Every time I watch a replay and they get past 20 drones, like, what do I do?
What do I do, Bobby? What do I do? Well, Serral is going to be flooding across the map. By the way, he's going to be the initial aggressor to try and deny this third base. We do have defensive banelings already on the way for Cham, but he will have less lings to work with overall, so he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be relying a lot on these banelings.
Yeah, there are some banelings at the back of the base here. They have been spotted out by Serral. Serral, of course, with very quick hands, going to be splitting off a couple of those lings to be able to take those out. Just so sharp, of course, with the micro. Even leaving, 2 lings behind to take out the queen. Just so crisp. So nice to watch.
It was some slick micro, but you know what? In the end, Serral did lose both of his banelings. They did not connect with lings, and Cham kept his queen alive as well. So solid defense here from Cham. He's going for a counterattack. Serral was droning behind this, and now the turns do table. Cham has to do a little bit of damage here as he has a lot of banelings across the map already.
Cool. Why were those banelings there already?
They're trying to go for a run by. They're trying to squeeze into the natural, but Serral was so quick to wall off and squeeze his queen in there. There was no way in.
I think they were inside agents. I think they were disguised as Serral's lings, and then from inside his base, they turned into the banelings.
Oh, there you go. You cracked the code, mate. We do have one solid detonation there from Serral, but Cham, he still wants to try to take down this turret, but he won't be able to.
Yeah, Serral going to be taking down all of those banelings, snapping them on out. Actually does lose one of his own banelings there, but should be able to hold it very comfortably. Takes a small supply lead as well, and just overall has been very clean so far.
On top of that, I believe there was a ling run by here. Serral, he sent 4 lings across the map. There they are. They sniped that weakened queen at the third. That was their goal, and they completed their mission.
It's a special forces lings. They get in, they assassinate the target. More lings here to the side. Man, Serral is everywhere. This is just crazy to watch, but very good baneling connection there for Cham. It just seems that Serral is starting to overwhelm, even splitting off 1 or 2 lings there to take out those wounded drones.
Yeah, it's too much. The banelings are welding on in. Quick reaction out of Cham, able to avert disaster at his natural. He does take down the last baneling as well, but he still lost a lot of drones. He's still behind in the workers.
Yeah, crisp stuff. But behind that, Cham just going to be flooding on in with these lings. Does have his roach warrant on the way as well. I mean, Serral, he's already got his roaches. He has Ravager here morphing up at the front. That will be cancelled. And I think he should be able to take out these roaches as well. But so much coming across the map here for Serral. I just don't see how Cham is going to be able to hold. And wow, really neat Ravager tricks as well to save those roaches.
Exactly. Serral is just rallying everything across the map. He knows he has the momentum. He has the drone lead, and he has the army lead right now. Cham is making some defensive roaches of his own, but he will lose his third.
Ooh, the third goes down, and wow. Serral even going to use those Ravagers to snipe out the banelings. I mean, he's just doing so many things at once. It seems like he is making advanced, micro maneuvers at 2 places at once all the time.
Mate, you heard of the GP maneuver? Nah, mate, the Serral maneuver. Let's go, Poppy, as he just completely, in a way, out-controls Cham. And now Cham is knocked down to 2 bases. He is just unable to really do too much from here. He knows he has to come back in this game. He's going for 2-base Spire. Oh.
That he is. Serral once again going to put the cancel down on this third. He is just giving Cham absolutely no breathing room, and not even for a second.
Exactly, and we have an overseer going in. Serral so smart with his timing, so crisp as well. He's going to be getting into the main base, and he will be finding that Spire. I don't really know where it is, whether it's in the main. I think it's behind the natural, actually, but Serral is going to be doing his damnness to find it. There it is, behind the natural.
Oh, Light, it's behind your ear.
Yeah. Stay with me, Asher. Stay with me.
You know what else? Serral's got your nose too.
He has everything, Poppy. He has everything, and I think potentially Serral hasn't been able to scout the Spire, but he's throwing down a hydrogen anyway, mate. He's getting ready for it. He knows.
I thought that was your reaction to Cham pooping the Overlord in between the bases. But then I remember the drones don't actually get faster from group.
Wait, what was my reaction to the?
You're like, whoa! Right as the Overlord started pooping. I thought you liked it.
God damn it. God damn it. You're an animal. Third base goes down once again. Cham is being pulled apart, but the mutas are finally out. They're revealing themselves. And hey, they're going to be able to pick off at least some of these retreating roaches.
How the hell does he have so many roaches? Serral is going to be poking in there with those roaches, cancelling that third. The Lings run by into the main as well, get 10 drones.
Oh, it's a lot of drones. Crazy. As the Hydras are revealing themselves here back at home as well. Ooh, a Muta gets picked off to the Hydras. A second Muta goes down as well, and Cham only gets a single queen.
Yeah, pretty brutal stuff. These roaches and hydras can pretty much just waltz across the map now, and there's not going to be much Cham can do. I love this as well. He has set up a little roach counter attack, so he is doing everything that he can to stay in this game.
The roaches are going to go for a counterattack, but that means that he is left exposed back at home, and Serral is sending everything across the map, and I don't really think there's a way for Cham to stop this massive roach hydra push.
Yeah, he's going to be charging on in there. We have no banelings for the hydras. We have barely enough roaches to hold on. Serral back at home as well, deflecting the mutas actively. My goodness, GG, and that was domination.
GG, well played. Such great control and play from Serral that game. And to be fair, like, Cham was keeping up as in a certain respect. It was also really impressive to see him with his own counter micro, picking off some banelings, walling off at his natural as well, trying to trade his heart out. There were some, moments where he was trading a little bit more efficiently than Serral, but overall, God, there was just such slick moves. Those advanced maneuvers, as you said, from Serral. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so far, Basilisk just showing why they are, favorites coming into Coda S even, and they really are, it seems like, trying to separate themselves as a league above Coda.
Oh yeah, and they really are going to be a big contender for even the crown of Code S. DKZ Gaming are going to have to, they're going to have a pretty big kind of opponent. It's a big rival here coming into the main season of Code S, but before that happens, we're getting into game number 2, and Cham takes altitude.
All right. I know what he's doing.
Yeah, we know. Say it, puppy. 2 base, what? What, puppy?
Tamuta.
Yeah, we've seen him do it before. I think he's gonna do it again. And Cham, this is a good map for 2 base Muta.
Man, Serral, he does not like the Muta.
Oh. He doesn't. He hates it. He's done with it. Oh.
Could be a way to get a cheeky win here as well. I mean, if you take only 2 bases as well, easy to defend your third.
True. Defend your third by not having it, mate. As do you think Serral, because we're on altitude and we're probably on a map that Serral does veto quite often himself, do you think he would do it?
Wait, what?
It's all right. I got to be Serral.
And the bottom left-hand corner for Starlight, it is Cham.
Do you think he would become what he hates most?
The Disruptor.
Amorta, papi, amorta.
What do you reckon Serral hates? Like, just in general?
In general?
Yeah.
Inefficiency. Yeah.
How would you trigger him then?
Oh.
Would you just like... My brain is just like so uncreative. The first thing that came to my mind was like a Rube Goldberg machine, like one of those machines that is like the really elaborate ways to do something really simple, where there's like a marble that rolls down a hill and it lands on a thing and it pulls a string.
Yeah.
But just like a really boring one. Like it just does the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I'm getting triggered. I was gonna say show him my gas first opener.
Oh no, he doesn't need to see that.
Oh my god. As we are getting into this game, hatch gas pools all around, nothing too crazy on altitude. And again, we were saying it for a reason, because Cham did whip out the 2-base meter earlier in the tournament, earlier in WTL. So it's possible that he does it again here. We'll see, though. We'll keep our eyes peeled on what Cham wants to do. It is a good way to get early game map control. We'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely, but nothing to indicate that he's going to be doing that just yet. We do have both players opening up in pretty much the same way that they did before. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Cham to do anything too crazy or cheesy straight off the bat, but yeah, it would be cool to see him do something off 2 bases, maybe even a Nidus as well. I mean, we have seen some of that kind of cheeky stuff can catch Serral off guard.
True. It has happened before. He could do it again. Meanwhile, once again, Cham did skip out on that first drone, on that first ling, and he's going into 2 lings afterwards. So really interesting how he's kind of opening this up. He is going for his 3rd base on time, though. Oh.
Is this what it sounds like when I talk about 2v2?
Why? What do you...
he skips the drones and he's gonna get a ling and then he gets a drone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mate, it's actually crazy. You don't understand, Puppy. You don't understand. It's wild. You can talk about your Reaper.
4 lings.
You can talk about your Beyond, add-on swap Banshee all you want. Okay, this is my version
Beyond
of that
maneuver.
The Beyond maneuver, mate. Oh my god, but here we go. Wait, this is just like the last game. Once again, Serral is going to be the aggressor. Once again, Serral has 12 lings on the way.
Yeah, so Serral wanting to dictate the pace in both games here, and I can see why as well. I mean, his adaptation to the situations was absolutely perfect in that first game, and yeah, once again, going to be putting pressure on this 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. The pressure is here. He's actually going straight for the natural. Instead, he finds the queen.
Wow, jumps straight on top of that queen. He is just so fast with the decision making and so accurate. Just terrifying level of play to be going up against. Does it dip up? Sees the Leslings in the main, dips on out of there. The Baneling's going to be running on and taking some decent trades there. And once again, just chasing after those drones. So this time, going for the same thing, but not going after the 3rd. Instead, going for the eco damage, and is going to get 5 drones.
This is a disastrous start for Cham, not gonna lie. It's so unfortunate. Cham did have 2 Banelings ready for this aggression, but they were at his 3rd. They morphed in at his 3rd base. That's why his natural was so exposed. He expected Serral to show up there instead, and Serral did bamboozle him. As a result, Cham is on the back foot. He's going across the map with a wave of lings, but there are Banelings to meet him.
Serral is well prepared. Looks like a Baneling went off in the main somehow. I have no idea how, but it won't be taking out any of those drones, just bruising and damaging them. And Serral holding onto his 3rd. I mean, man, the Banelings are everywhere. He is just penning Cham in, just shooing him away at every corner. He is just everywhere, is Serral.
Exactly, and it's so unfortunate that those Banelings detonated, but only one did connect with all of those drones. So unfortunately, Cham had the opportunity to do a lot more damage, wasn't able to pull it off in the end, and there's no way into that natural. Serral has closed it off. He's going to Roaches, or soon to be Roaches.
Yeah, I mean, to give credit to Cham as well, he has had the initiative for a little while here. Serral was really on his back before. in that previous game, but Cham, he has a bit more of the momentum this time, and behind that, he's been able to get pretty comfortably into his Roach Warren, so he's not going to be getting caught off guard by that tech switch the same way that he did in the first game.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice Baneling detonation as well from Cham, able to trade with a Baneling and get a couple of Lings as well. So, as you were saying, once again, another Baneling does go down. Oh, not the best trade from Cham there, though.
Ooh, yeah, Serral getting some good connections now, and off the back of that, the Ling's going to be charging straight on into the natural. The Roaches do turn them back, so they won't be getting too much damage, but Serral, sharp as always, saves most of them.
Does save them in the end. The Lings are rotating back around to go back into the third base to try to get the Queen or even some drones.
I'm kind of speechless. Serral's just absurdly good at this game.
Yeah. He is so damn quick with his moves. Meanwhile, Cham is sending everything he has across the map. He's still droning behind this, to be fair, but a decent wave of Roaches and Lings are out for him. It looks like, actually, for the most part, he's looking to just defend his bases as we are getting into the Roach versus Roach phase of ZVZ.
Yeah, there we go. So it looks like Serral was a little bit worried about something very aggressive coming his way, but either way, he has decided he's at least okay for now. Behind this, he is going to be going into Overlord speed, so he does want to make sure that he's getting his scout here.
Yeah, exactly. With that Overlord speed, he's going to be confirming whether or not there's a Spire, whether or not there's a Hydrogen, any additional tech taken from Cham. And we'll see as, Serral has a pretty big lead with +1 range as well. And there is that Spire.
Alrighty, Spire goes down, Hydrogen goes down at almost exactly the same time.
Yeah, it's
He's
wild.
A wizard.
He just knows. He knows how common Spire transitions are, especially on altitude, and he just reads it like a book. He didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Serral isn't good. Maybe he's just hacking.
True.
And also an AI.
The Overseer is going to confirm, though. We have Pneumatize Carapace, gets into the main base. We'll see everything at the natural as well. Does spot the Spire, so he knows that his investment into the Hydrogen was a wise one. And even does invest into those Hydra upgrades.
Yeah, spots the Spire, spots out all the gases as well. And he'll be very comfortable with this decision here.
Exactly, as Serral is going to be moving out across the map. He is ahead in army supply. He's looking to try and punish this 4th base. Cham does see the army coming, but does he have enough to defend?
Yeah, that is the big question. He is firing up a good amount of Roaches of his own, getting those Ravages as well. The 4th will be cancelled. Drone gets sniped down as well. Serral sees a good fight. He's going to take it.
And Cham has to take it. He doesn't have Roach Speed. There we go. Roach Speed finally does kick in. He can kite backwards here against his army at the same time. I believe there was a little bit of a Ling run by 5 drones going down at the 3rd of Cham.
Yeah, Serral always got something else going on at the same time. More of the reinforcements of Cham will be coming in, so I think Serral does need to make a bit of a fighting retreat here. He will be running out of there, but with that 5 drone damage, he does still have a pretty comfortable drone load.
Yeah, he really does. He still has that lead. He has the 4th base as well. He has the upgrade advantage. +2 range is about to finish up for Serral. Just now starting for Cham.
Yeah, just now starting. Looks like he doesn't really want to go into the meters there. Obviously, he has been completely scouted, so I think he doesn't want to, just fly them straight into Serral's preparation here.
Yeah, it makes plenty of sense. The Hydras are now moving out across the map. Cham should be aware that they're somewhere out there, and Cham is going to try and do his best here to hold on to his 4th.
Yeah, that's rapid. Here we go. Serral just going to be sending on straight through the middle. Cham comes out to meet him, so he will be pushing him back here, but I mean, Serral just keeps continuing to find different angles here. Wow, yep, repositions, catches Cham out. He is just constant with that movement. He will be charging on in. Does have the extra DPS from those Hydras as well as a fantastic concave. And this might just be it. Nice little dodging there by Cham of the Biles, but looks like the concave just a bit too good for Serral.
It's just too good. Serral does break that container, does break through the defenses of Cham, and we'll take the series 2-0, and that is the 4-0 for Team Basilisk. They have taken it as they will be the champions for Code A, but we still have 1 series left.
Yeah, there we go. Serral is going to be confirming the victory for Basilisk. But not necessarily going to be a 6-0. We do have Trigger vs Spirit coming up. This is a very evenly balanced matchup between these two players. It should be a fantastic game.
I do think so as well. You know, Trigger, he's an amazing player, and we love him dearly. He's one of the best Protoss players in all of North America. But likewise, Spirit is also one of the best Terrans of Europe, and I do think that this is a good chance for Starlight Twinkle to put some points on the board to maybe even make a statement here. Spirit did just bring down Cure. Like, he's on fire tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have to say, I have seen Spirit play Trigger a few times, and he did win pretty comfortably. I feel like he matches up quite well against Trigger, and he is very good at TVP, but Trigger is one of these players. I mean, there's not a huge amount of them at the moment, but he is a player that is getting better every time we see him. He is really improving fast. And I think he is starting to become the kind of player that can challenge at the next to highest levels.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to take note of, is that Trigger has solidified himself as one of the top players in North America for quite some time, but it's not like he's stagnating. Like, he's still getting better and better. He's looking stronger and stronger whenever we see him again and again against Estrella, against Neeb, against Scarlet. So yeah, he is gonna be posing quite a threat to Spirit, despite maybe some of their historic matches and historic games.
Yeah, definitely. But either way, we are going to be having Royal Blood come out as the first map. And I feel like it's a pretty evenly balanced match for TVP. Trigger, he's someone who usually plays very standard, whereas Spirit, despite being such a standard player in TVT and a bit more of a greedy player in TVZ, he does have some extremely aggressive approaches to TVP. He likes his proxy raxes, he likes his cloak mine drop spamming, his banshees. He has all sorts of stuff in his wheelhouse that just puts him on the front foot.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Spirit, despite the fact that he has a reputation about being greedy and economic, that really only does apply mainly to TVZ and a little bit to TVT, but it is a completely different story against Protoss. We have seen him proxy, we have seen him be aggressive. He just throws his reputation out the window against Protoss. The gloves are off, the pants are off. He gets dirty.
It's all off.
Yeah.
Slaps him in the face.
Oh my god.
With his hand. In a video game.
Yeah, in a video game, Poppy. In StarCraft.
Yeah, the video game.
There you go. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one here, definitely, as we'll see how Spirit comes into this prepared. Likewise, Trigger can also be quite aggressive in this matchup too, so we're gonna get quite a dynamic series before us to end off the night, as this will be our last series of the night.
Oh, there we go. So last little bit, and I think this is a fantastic way to close things out. It's an extremely closely matched game, so let's go.
Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. I can't wait to get into this TVP. But, of course, we have a little bit of time to ourselves here, and with this time, hey, let's just, give a bit of a shout-out to the lovely sponsors. And you know what? I typically give the shout-outs. Asher, go for it.
Shout out to the white thing that kind of looks like antlers.
Yeah.
Shout out to the shark that looks like he's greedily holding a fortune cookie.
What?
Shout out to the triangle that looks like a D. And shout out to the multicolored star. Let's go.
There's two left.
Oh, shout out to Rio. Best casino around. And shout out to some Chinese symbols. Oh, hilarious.
Well, let's go, Poppy.
Hey, did you know yesterday was daylight savings?
Yeah, it was today.
Yeah. I didn't know until it happened. It was almost 3 o'clock, and I was like, man, I gotta go to sleep soon. I gotta go to sleep at 3 o'clock. And then it was 2 o'clock, and I'm like, let's go. Free hour. I'm just gonna stay out till 3, but I get this free hour. And then suddenly it was 4.
Oh. It's funny, in the top right hand corner, we have the Canadian Protoss Trigger.
And the bottom left hand corner of the map, Starlight Twinkle. This is Spirit.
I had the same experience, by the way. I was up last night at 3 a.m. and it was getting towards 3 a.m. and I was like, oh, all right, gotta get ready to bed soon. Gotta go. And then it suddenly switched to 2, and I was like, oh, yeah. That's not bad at all.
Like I don't have to sleep anymore.
I don't have to go to.
It's over.
I can just stay up. It's crazy. Yeah, it was a wonderful occasion this morning. Wonderful. And then I had to wake up for ESL Asia. Oh.
Wait, how? Okay, you don't have to actually work it out. Just estimate. How many of the last 24 hours have you been casting for?
Oh, that's a good question. Of 24 hours? I think 16. I'm going to estimate 16. The ESL Asia cast was just over 4 hours. And how long have we been live? 4.5 hours. Soon to be 5 hours. Yeah. So if each...
And then all last night?
Yeah. So like each cast is around 4 hours, sometimes more. And if we're doing 2 casts a day, then 16 hours, yeah. On average, yeah.
Let's go. Drop your thanks lights in the chat. This guy missing all of his sleep and not eating just to bring you the StarCraft.
Let's go. Wait, I was during the 10-minute break, I was looking fondly over at some instant noodles, and I was like, I can't. It's it's gonna take too long because then I have to wait for it to cool down, and I put it away. We're just back to casting. I have my breadsticks instead.
Eat them raw. Do you ever raw dog some noodles?
I was gonna say there are people that do that, right? There are people that eat the noodles raw. It's crazy.
That's like the best way to eat the Mammy noodles. People used to eat them at school. You just break them and chew on them.
You shake them. You break them. You shake them. You put them in a stew.
You dunk them. You throw them over the candlestick and the brown fox.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. 3U. You
twist it.
The TGI.
You lick it. You screw it. You bop it.
Which you what now?
You haven't seen the bop it commercials? You crazy?
Yeah, dunk it. Bop it. Whoop. Twist it.
Screw it.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Oh, maybe I was looking at something else.
That's a spin-off that I'm not familiar with.
We can play with it the next time we get in Melbourne.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
As we have a time accounts opening here from the Emperors are quite standard, nothing too crazy to speak of. We could go into a little bit of a tangent, but Trigger is going for a podcast opener. We do see Blink on the way behind this. We have a drop being set up by Spirit as well.
Yeah, Spirit going to be going into a mind drop behind this. This is something that has become very popular in the meta. It's always been very standard as well, but Cure's been doing it a lot, which is just helling into the mind drop off a Reaper expand. Good damage as well from Spirit. Going to be getting 3 probes.
Yeah, a surprising amount of damage, to be honest. I mean, that was just 1 Hellion and 1 Reaper, and for them to get that much, Trigger, unfortunately, was quite out of position for it. And we'll see how much damage this mind drop gets done. Ooh, it looks like the Adept did barely graze and did barely get eyes on that drop.
Yeah, great scout from Trigger. Trigger getting his 3rd down at a very healthy time as well.
Spirit. You can see the driver panicking. He was like, oh! It's like the Pepe emote of driving, where he just did almost like a 360 and backed the hell up.
A monka steer.
Yeah. Bit of a monka steer there, but here we go. The mines are dropped into the main base, but we have plenty of attention here. Spirit, he does pull back. Oh, the mines are...
Oh, the re-burrow, mate.
Oh.
Mate.
Oh.
Going crazy with it.
Oh my god, he reborrows, unborrows, and he saves a mine.
Yeah, spots out that observer. Saves a mine as well. Going to be sitting in the dead space. We get a nice little view of the dead space there. All right.
The observer finding out that if you try to zoom into the corner, you will not zoom into the corner. You just zoom.
Mate, he's lucky. I mean, we could have got stuck underneath the map and then we would have missed the rest of the game.
Oh, no. That is a bug, by the way. I don't know if you've encountered that before, but if you follow someone else's observer camera and they twist and then you twist on top of that, then you can lock your camera in a really weird angle. And then
yeah, I do remember. I can't remember who it was, but you flipped someone's camera upside down permanently.
Yeah, that has happened in some casts before. Not to us, thankfully, but it has happened to some others. As you do see a little bit of Raven harass coming towards that third base, the auto turret does get 2 probe kills, but I believe the Raven was able to get out of there, at least.
This observer's tripping. He's like, man, there's so many planets so far away. Maybe there's people there just like us.
Maybe there's.
They just want to be free.
You're like, mate, there's Protoss down there. They're gonna kill you. It's over.
As Spirit going to be throwing down that third on location, does have this push coming on out, going to be rallying those medevacs out to meet up with it just to make sure that it hits at the soonest possible time. And oh boy, is it going to be hitting early. 6:30, massive push coming down.
Oh, Trigger's not looking! Oh my god, 5 probes go down to the little mine shot. At the same time, Spirit dives on the army, but the Colossus comes out just in time.
Yeah, the Colossus going to be absolutely destroying this push of Spirit. Takes out all of the Marines.
13 Marines go down. The Colossus takes some hit, but the Colossus does survive. Yo, Spirit, he wants it. He wants the Colossus. He's coming back. He gets the disable. He doesn't want it. Oh, the mine.
Oh, unlucky for Trigger there. Just on the edge of that tracking range.
5 more probes go down. 10 in total for that mine. Insane amount of damage. Unfortunately, Spirit wasn't able to get on top of the Colossus, but alas, he's still able to deal some nice economic damage as he takes his 3rd on location.
And there we go. Spotter Marine going to be getting sent on out. And Trigger actually going for a little bit of a run by here. So despite the damage that Trigger's taken, I feel like he's still very much in this.
Yeah, he is still in this, and he is just going to try and go for a bit of a zealot run. He does get caught out by the army of Spirit there. Has to tuck tail and turn around at the same time. Triple mine drop does get spotted by Trigger as well, and it is locked down outside the 3rd.
Yeah, Spirit cutting off with another mine drop here as he sees those Colossus, realizes they're not going to be so useful here with the main army. Still has that drop up over here near that observer's favorite planet that he loves so very much. Looks like that Marine spotter is going to be taken out. And I mean, behind this as well, Trigger's delayed his upgrades very heavily to be able to get so many units out here. So he's still just on 0-0. He has +1 attack on the way. I think Spirit's actually forgotten his +1 armor himself.
Yeah, it may have slipped his mind, unfortunately, as we do see the mine drop coming back in. Oh, God, take us back! What happened?
I died.
Yeah,
oh, no, it didn't die. He's got it selected.
Oh, there we go. It's still alive. It's somewhere out there in the middle of space.
It's in a better place. As we do see, 2nd Roper going to be coming up. Disruptor on the way as well. There we go. Spirit does spot out that armor. So, yeah, he did have 2 eBays and the 2nd eBay and an armory finishing up. So I think he definitely thought that he started that. So a little bit unlucky.
No, that's coming back in. It's coming back in. It's coming back in. The mine. We can't see 3 probes go down. We have to rely on the kill cam. And we have another mine drop in towards the 3rd base as well. No reaction.
Oh, yeah. He was not expecting that. Maybe distracted a little bit by the army movement on the front. 15 probes go down, and Trigger suddenly in a good deal of trouble. I mean, he's delaying his upgrades so that he can hold on here, and he is not really able to do so right now.
Exactly. Just Spirit is all over the economy of Trigger. He's all over those mineral lines, and with that, he now has a bit of a lead. We do have that +1 armor finally on the way. You were correct in saying that it was delayed, unfortunately, but it's now on the way, and we already have our go set up for the Terran.
Yeah, pretty healthy army skirmishing around the map now for Spirit. He is just looking mainly to get a little bit of map control. Behind that, he's going to be getting his fusion core, getting his +1. I was going to call base attack on the way. His ship weapons on the way, which is going to be helping him out with that lib transition as well. So he's just kind of taking things nice and safely, doing all the correct little transitions here, not jumping at anything yet.
Yeah, he's not going to pull the Trigger and dive on top of the Protoss or anything like that. He's just transitioning. He's just getting further and further ahead. We do see the fusion core on the way for Lib Rage as well. Ooh, we'll be losing that medevac from the right hand side. Unfortunate. That medevac had seen the world, had seen all of space, but its story has ended.
Oh. DT Shrine going down for Trigger, so he is diversifying his options to do Protoss things to Spirit. Going to be getting to that extra forge as well. Pretty far behind in the upgrades, really. I mean, it would be even more if Trigger had remembered that +2 armor, but he does have +2 attack finished up now, and I think he's going to look to put some pressure on with that.
What's a Protoss do to Terrans?
Unspeakable things.
Oh. Okay, well, we actually have a really high disruptor count. Oh my god, we caught a glimpse of it, but I think we have like 6 disruptors available for Trigger. He does have an observer in the middle of the map. He does track the army movement, and he is going to rotate alongside it as well. Spirit has to be very careful.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before about how this is an evenly matched matchup between these two players, and Trigger is showing that for sure. He is really keeping up with Spirit here. He's making it very difficult for Spirit to push in, and I mean, with the delay in the upgrades, he's managed to get himself a pretty big army, a pretty high-tech army as well, and that means that Spirit either can't push in or doesn't really want to. I guess when he's that far ahead in the upgrades, there's no rush.
Yeah, and I kind of like this as well. You know, it leads into Spirit taking up because even though there are so many disruptors, that dynamic, it does all change. It all shifts once Liberators hit the field. Oh my god, we even have the MiGs upgrade on the way.
Yeah, the medevac speed is going to be on the way, and this really shows the confidence that Spirit has. He's throwing down 3 CCs as well, and he realizes that he's really comfortable going to a late game against a Protoss. He doesn't really mind when the game finishes, but there we go, Trigger. Going to be sending out a DT drop. Does F2 back for just a moment there, but he picks up on that.
Yeah, the DT run by is headed towards the 4th base of Spirit. Meanwhile, this Nexus is under threat. Nova's going to be zoning away the army, but the liberation zones, the freedom zones are just too much, and Trigger cannot bust in. But the DT run by, though, he can just get a base.
Yeah, he's going to be threatening to trade a base for a base. How are the reactions of Spirit going to be? It might be a little bit difficult for him. He has to fully focus on these disruptors at the front, and there we go. The PF does go down. Not enough SEVs there to repair.
Yeah, and now Spirit may be in a really awkward position. Is he going to turn around? The answer is no. He wants to keep on pushing, leapfrogging forward with his Liberators. He is looking to straight up end the game.
Yeah, he's wedging himself between these bases. Nice slit there. Dodges out the disruptors. One more. He's going to be firing on in. Does take out a decent amount of the bio there, but Spirit is just continuing to wedge these Liberators between the bases, and Spirit is really pushed up against... Trigger really pushed up against the wall, but he does take out another base, and 18 SCVs in total.
That's what I mean. Like, Spirit's economy is in shambles right now. He unsieges, and that is the go time for Trigger. He dives on in and tries to dive on top of the army.
Yeah, and the Novas are gonna land. Oh my goodness, is Trigger doing it right now? He's already taken out 2 bases. The disruptors are landing. He is Protossing him.
He is, mate. DTs are all you need. They are crippling the economy of Spirit. He's turning around, he's going back home, but he's lost any kind of advantage that he once had. He's gonna try and land another base, but Trigger is here to stop him.
Yeah, that he is, and he's going to be putting pressure on the CC. The CC is probably going to be going down here. There is a nuke going down on the base here, so Spirit, he is trying desperately to hold on. He wants this to go to a later game.
The probes, there's a hit squad there, and it looks like every probe is still going to go down, and they turn back around to the nuke. They're stuck, they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough decision to have to make, but there we go. Spirit is going to be getting pushed back. He picks up, dives on into the main. He's doing everything that he can to keep a Trigger off his back.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I believe that was a recall from Trigger to defend and turn back around. It looks like Trigger has given up on pushing out across the map, and this is giving Spirit a lot of freedom. Jesus, look at how many Liberators he has.
Man, speaking of a lot of freedom, here it comes.
Oh, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. He's bringing the NA to Trigger right now, as we do see the freedom zones thrown down all over the map, and Trigger just cannot push in.
I was going to say, do you reckon a tear comes to his eye? But then I remembered he's Canadian, not American.
Yeah, I was going to say something like... I was gonna say something that maybe I probably shouldn't. I don't
actually want to know.
Oh my god, the Colossus going down left and right. We do see Trigger going for a massive counterattack once again. Going to be able to take down one of these fresh mining bases, but likewise, Trigger also just lost his forward.
Yeah, we've got the blue man group over here. The Stalkers and the DTs charging on in here. He's going to be leaving behind all his Disruptors, but Disruptors not going to be the most effective against 10 Liberators.
Oh my god, exactly. And the Liberators, there's no way to really crack them. We do see Trigger trying to push on forward. His army does get blanketed by those EMPs, but I don't know if Spirit can really stop him. And Trigger, he goes for the third.
Yeah, brilliant move here by Spirit. They're going to be diving straight on into the main. The Liberator's going to be covering the ramp as well, as that third does go down.
Third is going to be going down, so Spirit is going to be stuck on 2 bases, but you know what? The main base of Trigger is under control of the Terran. There's no way up that ramp, and Trigger is going to be knocked down to only a single base. The splits, Puppy! Oh my god!
Mate.
Hey.
Mate.
Hey.
He's crazy.
He's crazy, Bobby. He will lose his army, though, to those DTs, but impressive splits nonetheless, and he was able to pick off, I believe, 2 or 3 Disruptors before he got cleaned up. Meanwhile, we have that third base on the left-hand side. It is a planetary, but alas, even with a planetary, it looks like Trigger should also take down this base.
Yeah, pretty adventurous blink there. He's going to be losing a lot of the Stalkers to this PF. The repair is pretty good here. The Disruptor is going to be taking down a huge amount of SCVs, but the base trade continues on.
Yeah, and Trigger may just die from elimination. He does have an Nexus on the top left-hand corner of the map. He has been able to evacuate some of his probes as well, but the snipes!
What's he snipe? I guess the DTs.
That was a really weird sound. You hear that? Oh, no, you didn't. Never mind. As we do see a couple of Novas going off as well. Nice dodges from Spirit. The Liberators are going toe-to-toe with the Colossus, as Spirit does retreat back.
Yep, we have a pylon on the map. No Nexuses.
Nexus top left.
No finish Nexus.
There you go, true. Yeah, no finished Nexus whatsoever, but this army of Trigger, I don't think he can ever really... Oh, no!
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter, but still.
I'm genuinely upset. We are going to be having the army running on. We still have plenty of ghosts to help deal with those Archons. The Liberator's going to be pushing on in. Disruptor's not going to be landing another one of those shots. Nice little move with the Stalkers. Going to be just skirmishing around the back of this. And I mean, regardless of the outcome of this match, Trigger has really shown his quality as a player.
He really has.
He is absolutely keeping up.
He has. GG gets called anyway, though. Spirit will take the first game, but Trigger made him work for it. Oh,
Mate, that was a sick game between these two, and with only one game left here, I would love to see Trigger take this one, and I think with a better start, he absolutely can.
yeah. Shout out to that one medevac drop that just did so much. The bit mine drops in general from Spirit were just pulling Trigger apart. He was having a hard time keeping up. It was pretty brutal to see just how many probes went down to those mines.
Yeah, it certainly is, and there's just a few unfortunate pulls there where Trigger, it looked like he'd pulled them enough away, and we have that downtown mine. They have some pretty ridiculous range sometimes when they latch onto a probe.
It's crazy. It's crazy. A little bit unfortunate there from a Trigger, but I'm sure he will be tightening up his defenses overall as we're going on to Ancient Sister on a larger map. Are you feeling a Stargate opener instead from Trigger?
No.
No.
Nah, I don't think Trigger really plays Stargate too often. I feel like Blink into Robo is just, it's his jam. He likes it.
Is it his Pinecone jam?
That's not a thing. I
It's
refuse. I refuse.
I can show you. It's
No shot.
You can buy it if you want.
I'm not down with it.
Yeah. But you haven't tasted it. You don't know. You don't know how. Mate. Can you really judge Pinecone jam when you ate on stream Vegemite and ice cream sandwich?
I don't want some Vegemite.
You were having some during the break. I saw, Poppy. I saw.
No, it's Nutella.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
What if you had Vegemite and Nutella?
That sounds awful.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean,
really bad. It sounds worse than ice cream and Vegemite. Like a lot worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, would the Nutella not kind of serve the role as the butter that you would usually have, right? Like butter with Vegemite, right?
You're asking this so earnestly, and I don't want to reply to you earnestly.
I've never eaten Vegemite. I don't know. I don't know what the butter does for it. You think I know?
You say you never eaten Vegemite?
I've never had Vegemite before. Never had it. Yeah.
You're an animal.
I've lived in Australia all my life, and I've never had.
I'm gonna
Vegemite.
make you Vegemite prawns.
That sounds awful. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Oh my god. It's like how you trick like an animal into like eating medicine by like covering it in their favorite food. You're like, oh, but if I put it on prawns though,
yeah.
You'll go for it, man. You'll go for it.
That's how I imagine Zerglings would taste like. I feel like they'd taste like Vegemite prawns.
Oh my god. Maybe it's good. I don't know.
You are an animal. Eat your prawns.
I will.
Wait, that's the other way around though.
That's spawning it. The bottom left hand corner for Basilisk, we have the Canadian Protoss Trigger.
And in the top right hand corner for Starlight Twinkle, this is Spirit.
Tell you what, next time I go to Melbourne, you can feed me some Vegemite. Feed me, Puffy.
Okay. You know what Starlight Twinkle makes me think of?
What does it make you think of?
Makes me think of standing at a beach, like in the middle of the night, and like the moonlight's reflecting off the water, and you just like wade out till you're up to your shins in the water, and then you just pee into the ocean.
I was not expecting that at all. Have you done that before? What?
Yeah.
What?
It's a Starlight Tinkle.
You're an animal. Oh my god. That is an experience I've not had. Yeah.
Oh, well, you're missing out.
Oh. I don't know. I didn't like Stargate.
You need to pee in public more.
You're an animal. Mate, that on top of what you said earlier about Ancient Cistern, about wanting to just go in nature instead of using the bathroom. Yeah. You're an animal, mate. You're an animal.
Hey, be free. Hands free.
Oh my god. Speaking of being free, I don't know if you noticed, but Spirit did go for an NG block, and he is forcing the unnatural natural out of our Protoss player.
Yeah, that he is. Going to be a Marine First opening as well. So we might be seeing a quick switch onto that reactor for the factory.
Yeah, interesting here. I mean, I think it's going to be a great way to abuse the overall location here, as of course, we do give you a little bit of a quick shout out to TGI Fridays and their amazing, beautiful, lovely chairs that we do sit on all the time. It's beautiful. It's comfy. Shout out to Rufus.
Yeah, I love TGI Friday chairs. Send me a chair.
Fax us a chair, puppy. Fax us a chair. Oh.
I'll even build it myself. One time only offer.
Oh my god. As Trigger is going to be turning the tables here, despite the fact that he was forced to take a really awkward base, he wants to keep the pressure on Spirit and keep him at home.
Yeah, this is one of the reactions that we do often see to this kind of thing. And I think it's a really effective reaction as well. I mean, Spirit's being really greedy, going for the reactor behind this. He is looking to just keep the momentum up, keep the pressure on. And Trigger's not going to have a piece of it. Trigger, he wants to just go for this all-out gate aggression and just put it on Spirit on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and we'll see if Spirit can hold on here. He's still struggling to get his natural CC up and running. We have a shield battery at the natural base of Trigger as well to keep him safe and sound against any kind of Hellion run by. So Trigger is prepared as Spirit is also moving out. It looks like almost like two ships passing in the night as both armies do pass each other.
Yeah, that's right. And behind the Spirit going to be getting his extra Raxes down. So he is really relying on Trigger staying home to defend his Hellion harass. which is not going to happen. So we're going to have a base trade of sorts.
I love this as well. The Hellions, they avoid the natural. They're going straight into the main base, but here we go. The Gateway Army of Trigger is revealed, and he does get on top of that depot.
Yeah, the Shade is on the depot. It is not going to be able to raise. 8 of these probes going to be going down immediately, but a Stalker warp-in has been committed across. The Hellions actually going to be fighting those Stalkers, getting a good little trade there, while meanwhile Trigger is going to be looking to take out the add-ons, take out the production as well. He is losing a lot of probes across the map, and Spirit has not lost a single Hellion.
Yeah, this is why I love that Spirit went for the main base, by the way, because the shield battery was thrown down at the natural, not the main. Trigger expected the Hellions to show up at the third base instead. Meanwhile, the Cyclone is out.
Yeah, the Cyclone gets the lock on. The SEV pool is going to be pretty good here. The Marines are doing what they can here. It looks like the Hellions were finally cleaned up. Both players have taken out a pretty equivalent amount of units, but there is just nothing to clean up the rest of the Stalkers. GG, and Trigger takes that last game.
There you go. GG, well played. Trigger does take it. Unfortunately, Spirit may be a little bit too greedy with his opener. Not enough units whatsoever. Despite the fact he did brilliantly with his Hellions across the map, couldn't defend against the Gateway Army.
And there we go. We are done for tonight. Basilisk going to be taking the 5-1 over Starlight Twinkle, but props to Spirit for taking that consolation win there.
Yeah, I mean, Spirit looked pretty powerful in that more standard macro game against Trigger. Here, when things got a little bit more chaotic, it was Trigger that came out on top, which does make a little bit more sense. But Starlight Twinkle, they did quite well for themselves to make it this far. They had an intense, insane series against Abydos, and they even put up a fight against Basilisk as well. So with that, we can take a step back, look at the macro view of things, and have a look at how Code A has turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we have a look at that, we have our qualifying teams. It is going to be Abydos, Basilisk, Invictus Gaming, Platinum Heroes, and Starlight Twinkle.
Ooh, there we go. 5 teams have qualified for Codes, and there they are in that order. They're also going to be making money from Code A as well, so they're not walking away out of this without anything, with only a qualifying spot. No, they have earned a decent chunk of change. And these will be the teams moving on into Codes. My condolences to all the other teams that did not make it. There were so many of them. Some favorites as well. Some notable big upsets. Mystery Gaming got knocked out very early on. They were unable to make it out of Code A, and that was insane. I think so many people, myself included, expected them to make it through into Codes, but they didn't make it out.
Yeah, they were notably knocked out by Platinum Heroes. So Platinum Heroes having a really fantastic performance here.
Oh yeah, they really were able to persevere and come out on top. The upsets were real. Platinum Heroes have made it through for the first time. Starlight Twinkle has made it through for the first time, and technically Abydos as well. And Basilisk, the only returning team to Codes, is going to be Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. And yeah, they will be joining all the invited teams in the Codes. Codes should be kicking off pretty soon. Looks like just under 2 weeks away.
Yeah, so we're going to get a little bit of a break here while everyone prepares for Codes. But another reason for this break is because, I don't know if you know this, but the DreamHack qualifiers are this weekend.
Oh. Wait. No, I'm away this weekend.
There you go, mate. There you go. So it's going to be on myself. It's going to be on Yaku. It's going to be on the other Ducklings to try and cover as much of DreamHack as possible. As we usually do here on this channel, we cover the Latin American qualifiers, the North American, we used to be Chinese, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, and Oceania. Everything used to be casted here on this channel. But now the qualifiers are going to be a little bit different because of the consolidation of all these regions. So I'm not even sure how it's going to work out, but if you want to know who qualifies for DreamHack, tune into the CranKy Ducklings. We're going to be casting.
Let's go. Good luck to all the players. Good luck to the entirety of Asia fighting over one spot.
Oh boy, yes, they're going to be fighting over one. So, I mean, this is the qualifier for, of course, the regionals themselves, the group stage, and all that good stuff. And I'm sure that's going to be an amazing event as well. So, again, plenty of StarCraft ahead of us. Our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. AEST. NA Apprentice, the North American Apprentice League, GSL basically, but for the Land of the Americas is going to be taking place tomorrow here on this channel. Players like Vindicta, Dolan, they're going to be there, and really that's all that matters. It's some of the ex-Ducklings. And there's some other guys, I think, maybe like Trigger or some, it's fine. Look, Dolan and Vindicta.
Don't worry about it. You know what you're there for. Yeah. The big mix and Dolan Duck. And Dolan started streaming again.
He did.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Terrible hours for me, but I'm trying to catch the stream.
Stop being a DJ. Can tune into Roddy, but you can't tune into Dolan. Come on, mate. Come on.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So yeah, our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow for some NA Apprentice. Again, we're taking a break from WTL for a while, but before we get too into that, Asher, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? I heard you got some new glasses. I heard you can see.
I can see already. I don't need to wear them. Stop baiting me. I got sunglasses too. I got prescription sunglasses. Specsavers had a 2-for-1 deal. Shout out to Specsavers. Pretty good Specsavers.
2-for-1. Maybe you can show those off.
You don't even have to buy the most expensive ones. Yeah. It's just 2 for a flat price. So I got Tommy Hilfiger sunglasses.
Tommy Hill?
Yeah, Tommy Hilfiger.
Is that like Billy Hill?
What? What's Billy Hill?
Tommy Hill, is that a person? Should I know who that is?
Tommy Hilfiger?
Yeah.
Am I saying the wrong thing?
I don't know what that is. Is that like a guy?
It's a brand.
Okay. You had to look. Hey, you think
What's going on, man?
You think I buy clothes? I've literally never heard of Tommy Hilfiger before. I've literally never heard of it. I know
Don't say Billabong and don't say Ripco.
I know Billabong. I know Billabong. Yeah. Classic.
Mate, to be fair, I don't blame you not knowing clothing brands because, I mean, you barely wear clothing.
I know Kirk.
The minimum.
I know Kurt Geiger. I know like all like the.
You know
the
what?
Fashion. Kurt Geiger. I know them. I know.
Never heard of that.
And they're like the fashionista brands. Gucci. Yeah.
Balenciaga.
No, you lost me. Tumi. I know Tumi. Yeah.
Givenchy.
Carajo. Oh my god. All right. Well, if you want to tune into some more Asher streams, Asher gameplay, Asher and Rufus, where can they find you? Where can they find you?
Nowhere.
Oh.
Don't stream. I was going to stream this weekend. I don't actually know what happened. I've been planning to stream the last couple of weekends, and it just hasn't happened, has it?
You tell me. It's on you, Poppy. It
hasn't.
What's going on? What's stopping you, mate?
I don't know. I think it's usually that, like, I don't want to stream StarCraft, but I want to play StarCraft.
So you just play StarCraft?
Yeah. I did download Disco Elysium, though. So it's like, it's good to go.
Okay. So if people want to tune into that, !AsherBro in the chat for links to some of Asher's Twitch, to his Twitter, to all of his social medias, and you can follow him there for when he goes live, which will be soon TM, right? Soon?
Yeah, sure. What about you, Light?
Light
When's the next Diablo stream?
Light _ VIP on Twitch and Twitter. You know what?
Now.
I'll try and...
now.
I'll try and have a Diablo stream tomorrow. Before NA Apprentice, I will be streaming. And maybe we start off with a little bit of ladder, a little bit of StarCraft, and then we'll play some Diablo. And if you're interested in any of that, I'll just go VIP on Twitch and Twitter, all over the place. Catch me there. Otherwise, to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord for the CranKy Ducklings. We're all over the place for the CranKy Ducklings. We have content all over the place as well. We post everywhere when we go live, so you will not miss out on our next stream because we're live every single day, usually multiple times a day as well. We just can't stop casting. We actually had to turn down a casting gig tonight. Tonight was actually another OC King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And it was like, yo, OC King of the Hill. I'm like, mate, we're booked up. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. We couldn't do it tonight. We couldn't do it. It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy if we tried. Yeah, you can follow the CranKy Ducklings. You can support us as well on Patreon. We have a Patreon. We have it set up to support all of our events because we are crowdfunding our bi-weekly tournaments to turn them into weeklies. We have events to support a lot of the smaller regions, like Latin America, North America, Oceania, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Southeast Asia. So if you're interested in some of these smaller regions and you want to support, check out the Patreon. It is set up. You can do that if you so wish. Otherwise, just follow us. Follow us on Twitch. That's it. That's the minimum
follow
that we
us.
ask.
Follow me home. Bring me food.
With that, shout out to Kura as well. You can see Kura 16 Swords and Seki in the chat. She has been handling the production for all of our WTL broadcasts, and she has been popping in to cast every now and then whenever I need a co-caster and I'm dying. So thank you, Kura. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
She puts up with our shit.
She does.
A hard job.
Just a little bit. With that, Asher, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
If you ever get the chance, take the time to wander out into the high tide. Actually, the low tide. The high tide's dangerous. The low tide.
Yeah.
On a beautiful moonlit night, have yourself a Starlight Twinkle.
Here it Adam. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for watching. And we will see you guys tomorrow for some NA Apprentice.
Ciao, ciao.